Christie does join us this morning. Chris, thank you for joining us. I'm going to miss you on the roundtable, but much more importantly, why should you be president?
George, look, what we have seen over the last 8 years, both from the Biden administration and from the Trump administration, is folks on the Trump side who put themselves before the American people. That's exactly what he's done each and every time when there's been a key decision to make. And Joe Biden has shown he is simply not up for the job. I've been tested over and over again in a blue state when I was governor, a very difficult place to govern. And I know how to bring solutions to our party and, most importantly, to our country.
I guess the big question is, how are you going to get there? You're pretty far behind in the polling, at least the initial polling right now. It's very early. And you're kind of caught in the Republican Party between the pro-Trumpers who don't like the fact that you don't support him right now and are critical of him, and the never-Trumpers who don't like the fact that you stuck with him for so long. So how do you find a lane?
George, I think there is only one lane to the Republican nomination for president, and Donald Trump's at the head of it, and you need to go right through him and make the case against him. And that's what I intend to do, while also making the case for leadership that doesn't turn its back on Ukraine, for leadership that says, yes, we have to be fiscally responsible again, for leadership that says we should have educational freedom, and that when you make promises as a presidential candidate, you should keep them. Donald Trump promised to replace and repeal Obamacare. He didn't do it. Donald Trump promised to build a wall across the border of Mexico and have Mexico pay for it. He didn't do it. He promised to balance the budget in 4 years. He left with the largest deficit of any president in history, and he promised to retire our national debt in 8 years, and he added trillions to it. That's broken promises like that, George, aren't acceptable anymore to the American people. The stakes are too high. That's the case you need to make, and if you make it effectively, I think we will be the nominee.
The other big question is, are you going to be able to make the case? You know, the Republican, in order to get into the Republican debates, you have to pledge to support the Republican nominee, but you've said you're never going to support Donald Trump, even if he gets the Republican nomination for president. So will you be on the debate stage? Can you support Donald Trump if indeed he is the Republican nominee?
George, I'll be on the debate stage, and I will take the pledge that the RNC puts in front of me just as seriously as Donald Trump did 8 years ago when he signed the pledge, as Reince Priebus went up there and begged him to do it. And then on the first debate stage, he didn't raise his hand to say he would support the nominee. I will do whatever I have to do, George, to be on that stage and to be able to make the case to the American people that there is a need for new leadership. And I'll take the pledge just as seriously as Donald Trump did 8 years ago.
So you're saying you're going to take the pledge, but you don't really mean it?
No, what I'm saying, George, is that I'm going to do exactly what the RNC has set us up to do. 8 years ago, Donald Trump signed the pledge and then absolutely disregarded it in the first debate, and there was absolutely no penalty for that. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to save my party and save my country. We're going to get the 40,000 donors at least that you need to be on that stage, and we're going to make the case directly to the American people, George.
But if Donald Trump gets the nomination for president, will you vote for him?
George, he's not going to get the nomination for president because I am.
Chris Christie, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.